G'day, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to have a look at the TPMS, the Tyre Pressure Monitoring System that I use on the 500. So the unit we're talking about is this little display up here on the bars. It was spotted by one of my subscribers and they wanted me to do a little review on it. This is the unit that I use, designed for motorcycles. There's versions for cars with 4 sensors, there's versions for trucks with 6, put them on caravans, whatever. But this one is designed for motorcycles, so it is quite small and waterproof. So we get the display unit. You get 2 of these little valve cap transmitter sensor unit things, mounting brackets, various spaces, some other random little, you get a charging cable for the display unit itself, spare batteries, some spare O-rings, a couple of stickers, spanner. This little tool is used to change the batteries in these little units. The most important part of this whole kit, apart from the screen and the sensors, is the instruction manual, and I'll cover why this is important in a moment. Just to quickly show you how the thing works. You have a sensor on each wheel, so there's one on the front and there's one on the back. Those 2 sensors, they're labelled A and B. They talk to the receiver or the display unit up here. The A is the front and the B is the rear. So at the moment you can see I've got 15 psi in the front, 23 in the rear. It also shows you the temperature of the tyres. At the moment it's claiming the front is 16 and the rear is 12 degrees. However, that's not quite correct. The reason it's not showing the correct temperatures at the moment, the wheel has to be moving for it to refresh the reading on it. So I've been playing with the rear wheel, that's why it's showing the right pressure and temperature, but the front hasn't moved. What that does mean though is that the batteries last a lot longer because it's not continually transmitting. When you start off in the morning, it might show the reading as it was at the end of the previous day. After a few seconds of moving, it will then show you the current pressure and temperature. So as an example of the pressure changing overnight, at the moment he is showing 22 in the rear. Now let's just assume that I've left this overnight. The tyres cooled down. It's now got 18 in it or something. And to show you that, I will let out a heap of pressure. Going back to the display, it still says 22 psi. So you can see it changed down to 17. Apologies about everything moving around there, but I didn't have the proper spacer on, that's why it vibrated a bit loose. It comes with the bracket, handlebar bracket. However, for me that was all a bit too tall. I had some other random brackets from some lights floating around, so that's what I used on my handlebars. Another feature of this unit is that it has an alert or alarm settings on it. So you can set thresholds for the pressure and the temperature. If the tyre exceeds that or drops below a certain threshold, it will alarm you. Now, as an example, I will remove the rear sensor on the bike, and you'll see that this unit will go off because it's saying there's 0 all of a sudden. There it is. Doesn't like it. That red light is quite noticeable on the dash while you're riding along. The beeping, maybe not so. The reason that I said that this instruction manual is important is because setting these thresholds is, well, I'd consider it a bit of a nightmare actually. It comes set to certain thresholds out of the box, but for off-road use it's not much use. I think the lower threshold for pressure is like 30 psi. So that's obviously no good for off-road. For a road bike, 30 is great. If it drops below 30, you've probably got a drama somewhere. There's 2 buttons on the unit, and it's just a series of key presses to get the right settings for it. But once it's done, you really don't have to revisit it. The battery in this lasts for ages, and I've never had it lose its settings. I do have a photo of this in my phone, so that if I do need to change the thresholds while I'm out somewhere because it's annoying me, if you keep going below a threshold, it'll annoy you. I think I have the front set to maybe 10, and the rear is also set pretty low at like 12 or something, maybe 10 as well. So that sort of covers most of the riding that I do. Now, the other thing that came with, which I mentioned, was this funky little spanner, and that is to fit the little lock washers that it also comes with, which screw back up the valve stem onto the transmitter unit. I'm not using that anymore because this is some odd size. It's like a 13mm or some imperial thing, I'm not sure what it is. So I just went back to the standard normal locking nuts on a valve stem and use those instead. So that's just a 12mm spanner. You obviously need to carry a spanner with you if you're going to be adjusting your tyre pressures. You can't just pull up at the servo, whip the cap off and stick a bit more in. You need a spanner to take the lock nut off. The lock nut just goes up against the unit, holds it in place so it doesn't fall off, which would obviously be a bad thing. Not a big deal, but something to keep in mind. So probably also worth noting is that they're not insignificant in weight. I mean, they're not massive, but it's something you've got to consider. So that unit itself weighs 9 grams, maybe 10, compared to nothing for a normal cap. If you like your wheels balanced, you're going to have to add a slight amount to counteract this. The charging point is a little plug in there. It's charged via this USB cable. Now, I have seen some people who hardwire this to a USB adapter somewhere on their bike under the dash and then leave this plugged in. I didn't particularly want to do that, and what I found is that the battery will last for probably about a week, I would say, of riding. The maximum I've done is probably 4 days riding, and it was still fine. So who is this for? I personally think this is a fantastic idea for multi-day trips. You know, you can tell really quickly at a glance, first thing in the morning, how much pressure's in your tyres, and then you can just check it throughout the day and you can just sort of see where things are at. That's what I see as the value. It just gives you a really, really quick and easy way to see what's in your tyres and know that everything's okay. If you just do a lot of day rides and only day rides, well, maybe it's not that important, because you'd be setting your tyres at the start of that day suitable for whatever the style of riding is that you're going to be doing. Probably not even going to worry about them for the rest of the day. For me, it's about peace of mind quickly as to what pressures are in my tyres. So thanks for watching the video. I hope this has been of value to you. Until next time, stay safe, ride well, see you in the next video.